fighter to hold an American title. But even as champion, Dixon was constantly reminded of his race.
He was in fights where he would have to box in ring center, because if he boxed around the perimeter of the ring, there were actually fans, ringsiders, who would club his calves and his shins with blackjacks. And as a result, he became a master boxer who could fight in a small circle without using the ring.
Panama Joe Gans triumphed at the start of the 20th century, holding the lightweight crown for 6 years. Gans had gotten his start in battle royals, racist spectacles held over from slavery, when male slaves were collared and ordered to beat each other, all for the amusement of Southern plantation owners.
You got into the ring with 4 or 5 other kids. Sometimes they were blindfolded, sometimes they weren't. And you all beat the crap out of each other. Whoever survived was given some money, and he was discovered in this way. He learned his craft in this way.
Joe Gans, his first fight was a battle royal. He won $5 for outlasting the other 7 or 8 guys in the ring. And this was done in Baltimore by his first promoter.
Promoters held the key to getting title bouts, and often they took advantage of fighters, especially blacks.
They had a fight in the other guy's hometown. They lost decisions they should have.
Australia. Burns has a couple matches and says, what the hell? Why not fight Johnson?
So, for $30,000, Tommy Burns agreed to take on Jack Johnson for the world heavyweight title.
Johnson comes out against Burns, and in the early rounds, it's clear that it's a mismatch. And Johnson starts to taunt Burns, playing with the racial symbolism of the day, saying, come on, hit me in the stomach, Tommy, hit me in the stomach. Thinking that blacks couldn't take punches in the stomach and Burns would pound away at his midsection.
A much different fate lay in store for Wills's longtime rival, Sam Langford.
In fact, Sam Langford, half blind, wants a fight, goes to see Jack Dempsey and Doc Kearns. And Doc Kearns says, Sam, we really were looking for somebody easier. He was that good, even late in life.
Sam Langford never did get the title shot he had come after seeing him defeat Baby Arizmendi in 1936. Jolson had picked a winner. Armstrong was unstoppable, becoming featherweight champion and then challenging Barney Ross for the welterweight title.
The winner and the world featherweight champion, Armstrong.
Later that year, Armstrong beat Lou Ambers for the lightweight crown and became the first fighter, white or black, to hold 3 different titles at the same time.
The great fear by the 40s was that blacks would take over most of the championships.
No boxer stirred up more fear than the best pound-for-pound fighter of them all, Sugar Ray Robinson. Following in the footsteps of his idol, Henry...
Referee Sikora steps in and stops the fight, awarding the victory and world's middleweight championship to Sugar Ray Robinson.
With his victory, Robinson had become bigger than boxing and bigger than the mob. He could now dictate the terms of its fights.
But others had to wait much too long, and some, like Charlie Burley, never got title fights because they came along the same decade as Ray Robinson.
Burley boxed in Sugar Ray Robinson's shadow, always a few notches behind him in the rankings.
I think the difference between Sugar Ray and Charlie Burley
was one of the great fighters and the most unappreciated fighter of all time. And he was, I think, symptomatic of the whole essence of boxing. As a middleweight, almost all winning. As a light heavyweight, better if possible. He couldn't get a shot at anyone.
By the title for 12 years with dignity and grace, Lewis influenced white attitudes toward black Americans. Indeed, in 1949, the country was at a loss when its champion stepped down.
When Lewis retired, they needed somebody to step into that role that Lewis had enjoyed for so many years.
That somebody turned out to be Ezzard Charles. Having moved up to the heavyweight ranks, Charles beat the top challengers in the division, including Jersey Joe Walcott, and by all accounts was the new heavyweight champion. But Charles wasn't fully appreciated until 1950, when he defeated a recently unretired Joe Louis for the undisputed heavyweight title.
fight's gone all the way, and an era ends as the bell sounds.
For the first time in boxing history, the heavyweight title passed from one black man to another black man.
So watch and